Hi, I'm Nick Kuhar. I'm one of the academic deans at St. Edward High School, and I'm here to give you a little bit of information about what it means that we're an IB World School and how it makes us different from the ordinary college prep school. When I was in high school, and I think a lot of folks that might be bringing their sons in for a tour, a lot of it was about the content. Can you memorize these things? Can you take notes at a great volume? Can you sort of regurgitate back to the teacher what they gave you 3 weeks prior when the essay comes up or the exam comes up? And we've really moved away from that, and we don't have a content-focused education here anymore. We have a skills-based education. And that is primarily because the world moves at such a fast pace that we can't just teach students how to do history or how to do math or how to do English, because the jobs that they're going to have and the lives that they're going to live 10 years from now, when they're really in their careers, they're going to have opportunities we can't even dream of right now. And so we can't just do content. We have to teach them skills that have enduring value, and then also how to take those skills and sort of mash them together, blend them together, so they can have the careers that'll excite them, that'll bring meaning to the lives that they live. Teaching used to be a profession where after your first 3, 4, 5 years, you kind of had your lessons and you could ride those out for 30 years because the pace of the world was different. And IB recognizes that the pace of the world has dramatically changed. And so every 5 years, as a part of keeping us honest and really informed as teachers, and keeping us kind of in a position as permanent students, like we're always learning too, every 5 years, IB necessitates that the curriculum changes to reflect things in the world that have changed. So for instance, our computer science course, when it goes through its next revision, is probably going to look dramatically different, because in the 2017 version of the course, which would run up to 2022, 2023, artificial intelligence was not available, such as like ChatGPT, to the average citizen. Now it is, and it's free. That's going to dramatically impact the kind of things that students in a computer science course spend their time on, because there's this wildly powerful and free new tool available that's going to, I think, deeply change how the coding industry works. So interdisciplinary learning sounds like a jargony educational term. All it really is about is helping students identify that skills in one field, in one department, like history, if you deliberately intermingle those with skills from, let's say, the sciences and the maths, you can suddenly have new insight and new value and new knowledge that is deeply useful to the world and to yourself. One thing that's really exciting about the diploma program courses is, unlike other accelerated or advanced programs, IB is very rigorous, but it gives you multiple ways to demonstrate intelligence. So in some of the advanced placement work that I did when I was in high school, May comes along, you take one test, a lot of it is a bubble Scantron test, and you have one chance to prove your knowledge. And that can be tricky. If you're not a good test taker, it might not really honor how much growth you had as a learner. IB, for every single course, there's 3 to 4 different ways that you get to demonstrate your knowledge. That work gets submitted then to a board of international experts in the subject, and they externally validate that work. So for instance, for our film class, you don't simply take one exam at the end of the course and then that goes off on a Scantron to some folks. You would do 2 short film projects that are accompanied by really extensive journaling and a very robust reflective experience by the students, where they very clearly identify, hey, what are my talents as a young filmmaker and where are my areas for growth? So you get to do those 2 short films. And then you also have 2 major research projects that are more kind of classically academic, very college prep. But in each case, for all 4 of those assessments, there's a tremendous amount of student power. You get to pick the films you're watching, you get to pick the genres you're studying. If you're someone who loves documentary, you can lean into that. If you're someone who loves horror films or sci-fi or westerns, you can lean that way. And we feel it's really brought this incredible life to the community, because suddenly you have 16 and 17-year-olds who feel like they've got their hands on the wheel and they dictate, where am I spending my time? Where do I find value in my classes? And you're not just sitting in rows taking notes from these supposed experts. You drive your learning, and it's a really special thing to watch unfold.